Yeah, obviously, this has been the sort of main topic of discussion over the last 24 hours in the mainstream media, at least. Well, let's have a look at the nice, friendly forward from the delicious uh, Theresa there.
Steady, steady.
Yeah. So, anyway, Theresa's message yesterday was don't worry, it's been going on for years, nothing to see here. And of course, all she was doing was, with her announcement yesterday, was to bring the law into line with events and requirements so that everything that has been going on for the last lot of years can continue to go on. But now it's legal. It wasn't before. We're not going to prosecute them for doing what they did, but we're changing the law so that it becomes legal now. That's good. Edward Snowden, at least, saw the irony to this. He tweeted out, there's a dark irony to Theresa May's admission today that the UK has secretly engaged in domestic mass surveillance since 1984, and then he put hashtag Orwell. Well, I predicted on yesterday's programme that someone was bound to trot out the old nothing to hide, nothing to fear line. So perhaps unsurprisingly, it was the MP for Gloucester, where GCHQ is based, who fell for it, and as a result drew the headlines with multiple comparisons to Joseph Goebbels. Nothing to hide, nothing to fear. Well, my point yesterday really was that it's that what's going on is continuous change in the relationship between the individual and the state, and I think this is the main story here. Because while the individual is expected to swallow the nothing to hide, nothing to fear rhetoric, like we're a herd of Bullingdon pigs or something, the state is not. So Chris Grayling seems particularly, as we mentioned yesterday, particularly scared of the Freedom of Information Act, claiming that journalists are misusing it. But surely, Mr. Grayling, if you have nothing to hide, you have nothing to fear. And yet government seems to have lots to hide and lots to fear. We've got Broughton House here, Broughton House, children's home near Newark, record sealed for 75 years. We've got Caldwell House, children's home, Southwell, record sealed for 75 years. We've got Rose Cottage, children's home, record sealed for 75 years. We've got Beechwood, of course, record sealed for 75 years. Moorgate House in Rotherham, Working Girls Hostel in Sunderland, record sealed for 75 years. The list goes on. And surely if there's nothing to hide, then there's nothing to fear. And so who is responsible for sealing these records? Well, none other than Chris Grayling. And he is only the latest in a series of suspicious characters. Jack Straw and Kenneth Clark were his immediate predecessors. Are they protecting paedophiles at the highest levels of the British establishment? Surely not. So as I say, what's going on here is a fundamental shift in the relationship between the individual and the state, and I don't think this can be overstated. If these three stooges here if they want complete transparency with respect to individual privacy, because a few individuals represent criminality, terrorism, and the need to protect children, then surely there should also be complete transparency with respect to the many criminal, terrorist, and paedophile establishment figures, including their own colleagues and members of the royal family, who have inflicted untold wrongs on British children and Middle Eastern populations. If there's nothing to hide, after all, there's nothing to fear. Perhaps, Brian, it's appropriate that we're having this discussion on the 5th of November.